Hello Counter-Strike fans, welcome back to the ESL Pro League. It's myself, Lauren and Mitch guiding you through the action today. You've got 4 matches to look forward to, and I'm joined by Lauren first of all.
Hello.
Hey, I haven't seen you in a while. How's life?
Pretty bad, you know, awful, but no, it's really good right now.
Why do we always, why do people ask that question? Because you know you're just going to say, good,
yeah, it's alright, thanks, yeah.
Good. Like, you could be having the worst day of your life.
Can't say that.
Good, yeah.
Can't say that.
Imagine if someone actually did, like, so how you doing?
If I broke down right now.
I'm actually having a horrible time. Like, oh. Right, and then you just walk off.
Yeah,
I
let's look at today's games. You know, that sort of thing. Like, what can you do? Like,
horrible. Anyway, of course, this isn't the only day of ESL Pro League. There's so much more that's been going on in the past. Let's have a quick look at what happened yesterday first of all. Let's go ahead and refresh our memories. Now, Lauren, you had the great pleasure of casting some of these games.
Yeah, and it was the FaZe Penta night. Now, we came in with relatively, I guess, reasonable hopes for this game. Looking at Penta to see what they could do after picking up that 1-1 against FaZe Pro previously, which really impressed all of us. Could they do it against FaZe? Now, it was a bit of a bigger task, of course. FaZe off to a very good start, but Mirage and Cash, a decent map pool for Penta to play up against, and it was night and day with FaZe throughout that game. They turned up on halves and halves only. Rain, AZ having big individual games, but it didn't equate to necessarily the cleanest of rounds, so hence that scoreline.
Right, and what it seems to be was the story of T-sides as well. 11 rounds for both teams on their T-side Mirage. That's kind of crazy. Really struggling to make anything defensive work on that map, and it looked like FaZe stabilized into Cash. Now, what have you got to look forward to today as well? Of course, we'll have a quick reminder, first of all, about how that did affect our league tables. Because FaZe, you're saying AZ had a great performance. FaZe in general have just had a spectacular start to the Pro League. FaZe, oh, I have not done that before. I feel really bad about myself now.
You should work on that. No, as said, FaZe got off to a very good start, making the most of what seemed to be the bounce back after that 2-week break. They really picked up the slack and then picked up very important results, hence why they're sitting very much at the top. Outside though, there's still the likes of Na'Vi sitting at that 6-0, the perfect beginning, looking like Simple's come in pretty well. However, if you guys have been watching the event recently, certainly not flawless, let's say.
Let's say Tyler did their homework. That's what we should say. Of course, that is a little bit of a spoiler. Do be sure to checking that out as well after our league has concluded. I'm destroying things, but still. Oh, what was that? It's not open,
was
it?
That was a bowl of water.
Okay, just making a mess of the place.
We'll find out.
Oh, I need a haircut, Lauren.
You look a bit like Brycey right now.
I do.
You've got the Brycey back.
That's a little bit better.
That's,
still,
yeah, you've tamed it.
There's something about Mary going on here. Now, though.
What's his name?
What?
Nothing.
Moving swiftly on. What's coming up today? I did say you got 4 matches to look forward to, and you can see what we start with. It's going to be the double Fs. FaZe, Fnatic, going to be going head-to-head. It'd be intriguing to see how FaZe have kind of learned from their mistakes up against Penta. Their CT side was flawed in their previous match on this very map.
And this is going to be a really interesting matchup because Fnatic also looked relatively flawed in the map pool we saw them previously on. That included the likes of Cobble, which we hadn't seen before with this roster. However, coming back to a more standardized map pool where we know they're going to be strong in, they can operate in, you'll see Fnatic being a lot stronger than the games where they dropped the ball previously.
And of course, following that one, you will get to see more Mirage, this time wielding Penta. So actually, you get to see both teams that had that incredible affair in overtime just yesterday. We get to see them again, this time versus Mouse Sports. So intrigued to see how that plays out. You mentioned Cobble. We'll be seeing that to close out the day between the two. Can I call them German sides? No, not really, actually, because Mouse Sports aren't really German either anymore.
No, I was trying to cling to that. I was like, oh, the two made out of the mice. She was like, no.
No, not anymore.
No, but Penta do seem to be kind of walking down the mini Mouse Sports route in a way, kind of expanding out of just the purely German team, keeping, you know, a fair few German players within it, but then picking up others. You know, now you've got Oscar coming in as well. We're seeing towards Mouse Sports there. That's going to be really impressive to watch.
And the departure of Carey as well, getting rid of that second Spaniard from Penta. Intrigued to see kind of if Stefan can do an appropriate job filling in.
So far, pretty robust. Let's put it this way. When I watched them before individually, he wasn't like, you know, the highest flyer, right? You're not the person you go, oh, you know, he's turning around. You know, exactly. He's not quite there when we were watching him against FaZe. Obviously, FaZe were eclipsing someone like Stefan, but he was doing well. He was, you know, really holding it together on his own 2 feet.
Which is, of course, I mean, it's not always a guarantee when you bring teams from the smaller leagues like your Meisterschaft, you know, your local league. It's good to see that you can kind of hang out with the big boys.
Well, this is the thing. This is what we were looking at. We saw it actually being a hindrance with players like Mike S previously when they were taking maybe a risk that you can get away with against those tier 2 teams, tier 3 teams where you wouldn't be punished for it. When they played against FaZe Pro, the punish was instantly there. It always comes back to Cobble to me when he takes that, you know, late peek on long on that CT side, and I think it was Bialy or Snacks waiting on the other side like, well, you've just given me the opener here. A huge advantage, of course. So again, it's quite fun seeing them kind of pick it up. But again, when you watch those tier 2 teams, you get to, or you know, breaking into the tier 1, they have a lot more time to play these kind of unique strategies out. They get to come up with new ideas and actually practice them and put them into play. Whereas people like Fnatic and FaZe, let's bear in mind, these guys are at an event right now, I can imagine, you know, or at least FaZe are at the moment. So again, you know, always on the move. You can't quite always keep up to date, but this should be a really good game on paper.
I mean, just look at the names. If I asked you to name, you know, kind of, I reckon 8 of the 10 that are on your screen right now would probably be in your top list of players to watch. They're all incredible to watch. I mean, Yukio, Rain, Jacob, Alu, AZ, the FaZe roster stacked, and alongside that, you have Dennis, master of the pistols, Olaf, just master in general, and Twist, of course, very exciting Swedish blood there. Lining out the roster, let's not go ahead and just forget about Lekro and Wenton. However, they still have time to prove what they are capable of. I think Wenton, of course, did some of that when he was filling in Olaf Meister's position, but of course Lekro as well has been having, I feel like he's very much, you know, in the Katy Perry vibes of hot or cold.
And this is actually something that if you guys watch Drop the Bomb TV, you know, the one by Matt and Henry, they did a small piece on Lekro actually. And I think it was Get Right who came out at the end of that interview saying he's one of the guys who has that drive. He's one of those players that you don't often see being able to push themselves further, but he's going to be one of those mainstay players within Sweden coming up to keep your eyes on, who will go from strength to strength. And he seemed incredibly humble, Lekro. So make sure you check it out. Of course, it's all available on their YouTube channel and such, but they don't need any more plugging, you know what I mean?
I think they've done enough of that.
I think we're good on that. But yeah, he's a very exciting player to watch, and Twist as well. What an enjoyable man to get, you know, back into play. We saw him on Cobble not too long ago as well with Fnatic during the game where they're actually struggling quite badly. He was playing beautifully as an individual. That AWPing capability coming through, but you know, are you going to take it away from the others? Or you know, there's a lot of capability there and a lot up in the air for these guys.
It really is, and I think running with the Lekro storyline for just a second longer, it's probably really great for him, the fact that he is Swedish and the fact that you have got two mainstay Swedish organizations, a third Godsent on the way as well. Like,
and there's always been teams like, you know, Lemon Dogs out there as well. You know, there's such a good scene in Sweden.
And I like, how was it described? I think it was on the desk just last week or the week before. Farming teams. Farming teams. Right, so basically you are the team beneath the rest, but you are from the same place, and so the language, the communication is there, and you basically will be poached. And there are teams, like, especially in Denmark, you know, we see examples all the time where Friese was just the master of the poaching team.
Yeah, you look at it with, you know, your Dignitas going towards like maybe Astralis, and even SK, then below that you've got SK, and then you can look at other scenes like the French team, maybe like your LDLCs, pulling up players. Again, it really does echo throughout, but I think Sweden currently has probably more prevalent amount of players coming up through that route. You've got the French scene, of course, picking up a good couple. Body coming through, Devil as well. These guys finding their ways to it. And
I never know how to pronounce their old teammate as well. It's like Toino. Do you know what I mean? It's like T-O-1.
Oh, because I'm great at pronunciating things.
Toino. I know what it looks like written down. I haven't casted him before, but I've seen his stats, and he's probably like next on the chopping block if the French team are poaching. Yeah, no doubt. He's dropping bombs in FPL, which Lekro knows all about. Of course, he has been a master of doing so, and now he finds himself amongst Fnatic, one of the most storied organizations of Counter-Strike. It's great to see them showing up.
Do you know that Olaf was playing as Stevie recently?
No, he wasn't.
He tagged up as Stevie.
As in COD 4 Stevie?
Yeah.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah. He tweeted about it. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Do you know who Stevie is? Do you? If you do, you'll make myself and Lauren very happy because we are secret net nerds of Call of Duty 4 Pro Mod.
Secret.
But hashtag ESL Pro League is the hashtag you should be hitting me up, and I need to stop doing this. This has become an awful habit.
Is this like a Call of Duty thing?
It was something like it came from COD.
That's disgusting.
Okay, you could do it with me. Look, no, you're not going to do that, are you? You don't want to join me. No. Hashtag ESL Pro League, though, and don't just tell us if you know who Stevie is. Also, let us know what your expectations are for the FF.
Talk to us.
For that phase. I don't know.
I just want people to talk to us. I like when they
like friends.
I don't have many of those, so really help me out. No, but yeah, do use the hashtag. We used it before. We had a good chat. We obviously had the AMA with Yanko about the biggest depths of cash we've ever seen. Everyone keeps asking me deagling questions, Alex. I don't know if this is a new
Lauren,
meme.
my deagle, how do I reset the deagle quicker? The answer is quick switch. Quick switch still works.
Oh, thank you, Lauren.
Yeah, thanks. Really You're welcome, Lauren. And also, crouching, I heard word on the street, is if you are going to commit to the deagle, I was going to say spray, but you know, the deagle spam, crouching makes it much more accurate, so do be sure to hit crouch after the first bullet.
But no, come talk to us. We like chatting to you guys. Because as I said, it's a kind of skeleton crew here, if I can use my words, because, you know, obviously Star Ladder's going on, there's a lot of events going on right now. So again, it's just me, you, and Mitch. It's like me, you, and Dupree. But yeah, it's always good to hear from you guys at home, so do let us know.
I still need your opinion on this new USP sound, because I have seen mixed reviews. James Bardolph is a big lover of it. I'm a fan, personally.
I actually don't mind it.
Yeah, see, no, I do like the sound of the old one, like the kind of...
Like, I think when you hit the headies with the new USPS, it's almost more satisfying.
Okay, I feel you.
I don't really care that much about sound. It's such a nullified factor for me. Not until they actually fix the directional sound. No, it's like, guys, how many times have you been CS:GO'd by the directional sound? Let's be real here. It's absolutely atrocious. But yeah, I don't care about gun sounds unless they absolutely butcher them. So
I don't know. You say that, and you don't. I don't think I. Oh wait, is Jumpy playing? No, I think we're just waiting for one player. In fact, there you go. I've just got received word. We are waiting for the one player to restart his PC. We're live in about 45 seconds. So you can go ahead and get yourself a cup of tea and prepare for a spectacular show of Counter-Strike between Fnatic and FaZe.
So, things I'm going to be looking out for here, let's start with FaZe. For me, their T-sides are always enjoyable to watch. One, because they have such individual prowess, it really does show through.
Yeah.
You get to see these really nice mid-splits they like to run. Penta did their own sort of plays towards that, but FaZe, they don't seem to have that many set pieces. They don't do that kind of big default A. They don't have that sort of... I didn't see as much of it as other teams depend on. Their mid takes are generally pretty prolific, but Fnatic are certainly going to be very good at holding that down, locking that down. So I want to see the counter of that, how they work against each other, for example. And beyond that, though, FaZe's CT side was appalling. Penta were able to consistently ruin this. And FaZe didn't really play much mid-aggression. They didn't particularly put many players up through mid at all. It was a bit of a flaw there that we saw.
Now, Mirage for Fnatic. This will be the first showing we have seen of it with the new roster. So that's something to look forward to. This will be their debut on this very map with this very, very... I don't want to say exciting because I think we've said that enough, but this new and fresh team. We see Fnatic, the new roster, Twist and Lekra, of course, alongside the likes of Dennis. Get to see how they do combine and gel. We've seen them on an awful lot of Cash, Cobble, and Dust 2. Seems to be the only map that they have played so far, and that has all been within the ESL Pro League. And so this has just been their kind of, not their stomping ground, but it's been their development ground. This is where they've been hanging out and trying to go ahead and iron things out. Iron out the details. Are you ready to rock and roll, Lauren? Because I'm seeing Kevlar, I'm seeing Kit for Wenton, and I'm seeing the first round about to begin.
To rock and roll? That's a lot of things going on.
Just rock.
Just rock, yeah, we are ready to rock. All right, back into it goes. So Kio's got the utility. He's the one to be able to set up the play. And it looks, I'm wondering what we're going to see, actually, because this is a very unique start. So a bit of a split throughout, and it's all eyes on FaZe for me, pretty much here. I don't know if they're going to try and use that smoke as a fake. It's already been put into play by Kio, so they're trying to sell this as a B. They've smoked out towards the short side, so it covers off the window push, and now they're going to hit A.
Oh my god!
Exactly. This is a really nice piece, actually. FaZe, this is the first time I'm really seeing them do a set strat, and now the play towards A is coming in. Jacob is completely irrelevant to this. Let's get eyes towards A. Sure, he's doing well, but the bomb's now down, and the rotate, the first to try it is Olafmeister. He's the first to get in towards the game, and he's come up with the goods, finding AZ, and now the rotate path is not clean, it is not crisp, and it's not going to be easy with Rain doing this sort of work. This is the sort of performance we saw from him yesterday, and it looks like we're going to see it again.
That was awesome. Loved that from J-Cam. He was an absolute Hollywood-style actor. Walks out to B-side, a couple of nades, and he just strolls on in. He dinks 2 of them with his Glock as well. Not only has he sold the fake, got 4 CTs onto the B-site, he then proceeds to go ahead and bring them down to a millimeter of HP.
That was gorgeous from FaZe as well. What a risky fake as well, because there's so many points you could be exploited if they pushed up B aggressively, or if they, it's dangerous to hit sites with only 3 players on a pistol, but as you said, it worked so well. Fnatic read it like a book, but Twist, gonna go aggressive in towards underpass. And actually, FaZe could maybe get caught out by this, and that's certainly going to help. Dennis, the pistol arrow, comes up with the goods very early on here. Now Twist can come through. That cuts off basically the mid-split here. Yeah,
and that's 2 players caught up. Admittedly, you can't really fault Kio for dying to that Dennis D. He just goes pushes aggressive on short. He's trying to, of course, take some mid-control as a T player. The other one, though, that's Twist catching someone off guard and not having a trade available for the T-sider. So now there's a horrible situation for both Rain and Alu. They have the AKs. This is a very big investment to the second round. And so what they want to do here is just try their very best. I would suggest to try and take a couple of picks very, very slowly.
For me, I want to see if Fnatic have discipline. They have no need to really start pushing out and trying to do anything else. We see a lot of teams losing this big favorable situation because they want to do more, because they're obviously working with less as they don't have the weaponry here, but just hold good angles, bait each other, and they go try and pincer towards that connector. Gorgeous nade from Rain will actually just land perfectly towards Olafmeister. He's now operating on a massive deficit, opens up the opportunity now for Alu to push through, and that makes players like Wenton really uncomfortable. This position's biggest flaw, connector, and now made worse by AZ. FaZe have pulled it back in by really weakening that hold through connector and then just applying pressure in the right points.
Really, really solid work from them. They basically have loads of duels with AKV pistol. It's a really nice dream scenario for FaZe as they do start to clamber their way back into the round. If he heads the shot, they're so damn low, and he does take the head off Rain eventually. Now Twister's got another with UMP. That's a very easy caught out as well, and Fnatic will close the round out despite looking good for FaZe as they try to stabilize.
Yeah, it's Dennis. Hello.
I looked like a headshot. That wallbang got me a little confused. I thought he'd found the head.
No, Dennis is absolutely sick on this. You know, any pistol in his hand seems to go well. And he is such a specialist that allows Fnatic so much more room to work with. But then it was just that combo. Twist and Dennis were the only ones to get kills there. Wenton, Olafmeister, and Lekwa were pretty much just kind of buffers between this. But the first one didn't connect in. You can see it looked so close. But the follow-up shot now, beautifully done. No one really challenged them out either. They were so scared. They were pinned in. They were locked in at this point.
Twist
and then this one,
no.
just a nice little flick at the end, and that's the Dennis that we're looking at to see really kind of hedge the bets here.
You'd suggest there is some criticism to be hailed for FaZe for all stacking behind Tribox. Like that was, I mean, that's 3.
How can you escape with no utility though?
Yeah, that was tough for them to really kind of get out of, and instead they didn't, getting caught off by the Deagle and UMP combination of Fnatic. And so they do find the second round. That's going to put life into a bit of a downward spiral, if not for a moment, because AZ's got himself an AK, and now charging through short meets Lekro and his M4, but Keo, okay, didn't even need to hit the brakes for that Deagle to find his brain, and now numbers favoring the T side, bombs are down, and they've even got relatively decent positions for the hold.
Welcome to your biggest nightmare as a CT side, just that straight up play through short. I love seeing that. That really does it for me. And now look at that. Olaf Weiss just gets swept aside, goes in on his own. He thought he could handle it. Not the case at all. And now 1v3 Wenton is completely screwed here. He's in a really good position to try and come back in and get something done. But Halu, already watching the angle, going to deny a step towards the site. And I really like that fast play towards B. Just trying to abuse the fact that maybe Fnatic were just looking to set up, try and be a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
Not lose out early, but no. Straight up hit towards mid, get in towards B, no breaks at all. You know, Keo hitting that shot was a godsend as well.
Yeah, certainly did help them. Godsend, see what he did there. Of course, given the recent Fnatic Godsend shuffle, but...
Thank you for explaining my jokes.
Just in case, just helping you out. But I just wanted to kind of highlight how AZ made that play entirely on his own. Basically threw the Molotov himself towards Connector. He had his teammate watching window and just strolled in to get that AK and that first blood nice and swiftly. Olof's been tagged down to 22 though, as we do delve into our 4th round of play here on our first map of another ESL 1 Pro League day. ESL 1, really, Alex? Interesting. Still, there is a scout in the palms of Lekro. That surely will not be doing much because the rest of his team is dissolving around him. Just 2 left. 1 sitting towards that window side, and 1 could very well be gone. It's going to be Lekro. Catches JKM's UMP spray, and now what have you got for us, Dennis? Nothing. Just a Deagle and a dream.
And this is what I mean with FaZe. Their mid take is so good that they don't really do many defaults. We saw 1 B hit when it was them on, you know, less than ideal buy, and they just kind of ran in straight off cap. Dennis gets at least Keo down, but that's no big deal here at this point. But the point is that they haven't done 1 default A, they haven't done any of this sort of set pieces that we normally see other teams do, and at this point they still look so good at it. Fnatic don't have an answer yet, they have to forego this round. Their money's so gone here at this point, they can maybe get an upgraded pistol or 2 if they really want to, but then you're going to forego things like kits later on, you know, actual armor and AWPs, which you could probably really do with on this map, and I'm wondering if we're going to see this kind of just straight in A. This is what I like on these rounds, just commitment together.
No nades?
You don't need it, because you can catch the others off. You want to be just playing this as it is. It allows you chances like that. You pull them left, right, and center, and you just get in there quickly. You know they're going to be on the cleanest of ecos.
Yeah, that's really delightful, actually. Olaf's only got a Deagle, but it will enable him to find JKM, and this is a really nice, I was going to say execution, but a really nice choice just made by FaZe. This could very well be a Keo ace. Lekro, give it to him. Alu, I swear if you get this kill, I'm going to be upset. Keo will take the ace, and that will be a very, very dead Fnatic. They had no Kevlar, no hope, and not a chance in hell to make an impact into that round. Just JKM catching the wrong side of Olaf's Deagle. And
this is what I mean, that Olaf Weiss is going to opt to pick up the defuse kit there rather than utility, just so 1 person of Fnatic can have it. They have so much limitation. They have no, well, they have 1 damaging grenade, basically, and that's it on Dennis. No mollies, nothing like that. Whereas for FaZe, they've already got a nice buffer of their economy, and they've got everything else they can work with. So those mid takes are even better. And this is the credit to AZ that I think that he doesn't often get. This is different though. Look, last time he never got pressured by anyone coming mid. Finally, we see someone doing it, and Dennis gets the better of him. He had Twisted support. You could... Twist! What is that? He just stared at Dennis and absolutely wrecked him going out the store, just like, no.
No, I play now. You stop now. Mid-mine. 2v2. As there is... Someone's going to get court-martialed later from the Fnatic office, and the Fnatic boys. Lauren's still cracking up. Loves that. As the bomb will be going down. And so, Fnatic onto the retake. That utility, that limited utility, should not phase them too much here. See what I did there? They have 3 flashes to work with, and now the question is whether JKM can find himself a 3rd kill in this round. He's had no problems. In contrast to AZ, he did already get taken down by the... Ooh, what? Okay, Lekro just catches 1 in towards that ninja corner, but that doesn't stop JKM from biting back. That's going to be number 3 for him, and the first for Keo is found as well. FaZe 5. Fnatic, it has been a very rough is the word I'm looking for. A very rough start for the Swedes.
Let's revisit that as well. Fnatic had the right idea. They wanted to get aggressive and actually take back mid control. It would force the players through underpass to become far more apparent to try and regain that mid control as well. And that's when you could have maybe seen Twist coming into it and support Dennis, but no. That sort of hit was just hilarious. And again, you can see this kind of fast, very aggressive playground from FaZe, which can be dangerous if there's a stack against it, but so far they're doing just fine. Lekr a little worse for wear. Obviously, jumping T players not going to help out. AZ with the play through short is going to come out, and this is very clean. The HP is quite low, which does open up some windows of possibility, but...
Oh my lord, 5-7 is not finding anything. It looked like it was pretty damn close, but not close enough. Now, this has been an awful start. This has been a prime example of how bad things can get. The fact that Fnatic won the second round and proceeded to concede the third, absolutely dire straits for them. And this is going to be the first AWP in play into round 8. That's right. The first AWP is going to be in the hands of Olof.
And the thing that we hadn't highlighted yet was Alu on the AWP. He started to look good yesterday on it, looking far more confident, hitting some of those really crazy Alu-style shots that is really exciting. Yeah. So this sort of stuff is what I'm looking at, and I'm wondering now Olofmeister tries to find a way to play around AZ. Because look at this again, straight up mid. He's defiant himself. He just baited Dennis into thinking that was a flash, basically. AZ finds Lekr, and this is a powerhouse on this map now. We're seeing that talent that people were touting for so long finally shining through. What a brilliant piece of play.
That's like the third time he's done that. We're only 8 rounds in and he just walks up short. He's done it with Tech 9s, he's done it with pistols, and now he does it with an AK in his grasp. Solid work from AZ, as he has been the bulldozer that's been running Fnatic flat. Olof and Wenton, then what can they do? Looks like they're not going to be going down without a fight. Rain does go down from Wenton in CT, and Olof's alongside him as well, back to back, and trying to make a play.
And I'm so enamored by what AZ did. The fact that it's so similar to the likes of Dupree. When Dupree used to play, when I say Dupree, but it was Astralis. When they played this map, Dupree would play that role. Him and kind of Carrigan working up Cat, playing from that ladder and being a real nuisance. But then you add in that firepower that AZ's got, it's just incredible. Now he does get picked up in the end. He won't be able to keep that gun alive. But Alu, keep it. He was going. He was going as well. It's like, I've got my CZ. It's time to fly. But they have so much money to bank on. They don't have to be too worried. It was worth them chasing to try and get guns away.
This is it again. Look at Dennis getting baited out. He's assumed, he's like, there's no way he pushes through that smoke without a flashbang. Of course, AZ did exactly that. Spectacular work then from the Dane. Now, what? I think it'd be rude. I think our observer is equally as enamored. Love that word, by the way, Lauren.
Thank you.
By AZ's play in Midland. Here he comes again, preparing with the anti-flash and pretty far towards connector. Now, Olof has made his AWP known. Chances are, I was going to say AZ's not going to take this fight, but he seems keen. He wants to go AWP v AK, but the smoke's going to make life a little difficult for him in that challenge, and so things are going to slow down. This is the mid take you were talking about, Lauren, again. Again, FaZe find themselves with a 4-player stack in middle.
But this is a good read from the other side as well. You've got Olofmeister pulling out from playing window because you can't really hold it at this point. It's already smoked off. So focuses towards one of the extremities, finds Rain. That's the player from Palace now gone. FaZe have lost their kind of pinch play towards A now. They have to find a new approach. They have to try and punish some aggression here. That's why they're looking towards Cat. That's why they're trying to smoke off connector, do a little something, because Jacob, would he dare?
Oh, Alu gets him. No, it was Kyo to catch him, excuse me, but that's going to be Dennis having an awful time on short.
Look at this angle as well. That's a one-way smoke in towards connector. That's really, really nice.
He threw it himself as well, an underarm throw onto the stairs.
And there he goes. Jacob finding Twist there was just because of that.
FaZe are looking so good, Lauren. Like, I am not exaggerating. I'm not doing this for hype. I'm just being very genuinely impressed by the way FaZe are structuring this T side. They have pressured A, mid, and B, and the opening 30 seconds.
Wait for their CT side before you get excited, because my word did it fall apart.
Oh, man.
Because FaZe were like this. It was like watching players just playing deathmatch, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Just like running over the opponent. Penta could barely stand up against them, but that was kind of what we expected. I was like going, well, this is what you'd expect from a team like FaZe, very much tip-top of the league against someone who's just coming in, playing the first couple of games. But Fnatic should be able to put up more of this. You should know how to lock down a mid-hold. You should know what to do, because again, you find pressure throughout the rest of the map. You try and find a play back into it. You take on players like Rain, who've been playing through Palace or Ramp, which isn't easy, because that's, you know, a lot of commitment. And Alu, if he's going to start hitting shots, if he gets confident, that's really big. But yeah, you have to look for other options, because you're not going to win out all the time. If they've got all the utility and you have none, you have to look for other options.
Yeah, really solid work so far then from FaZe. Let's not forget, as you've already stated, 11 rounds to 4 versus Penta on their T side on this very map just yesterday here at the ESL Pro League. And so there is still a chance that this could all go crumbling down as that game proceeded to go into double overtime, if I'm not mistaken. Now, Alu has himself that mid-control. And it does seem like, admittedly, yes, they're on the pistols and the Kevlar, but it does seem like there is a little bit of paranoia about that short push.
Well, to be fair, this was a huge criticism we had of them yesterday, was the fact that FaZe, even against, playing an anti-eco, they would lose so many players.
Okay.
They would be down to 1, 2 players, and then once Penta got the game back in their favor, the money was very strong for them, of course. So this is actually quite a nice note to be had, that maybe FaZe are taking it with a little more air of caution. and playing a little bit calmer, using their mollies. This is what I love to see, the different approaches. We saw that big A hit where they just ran in. Keo got the ace. Now, the methodical approach, showing that they have this nice little bit of a flick of a switch they can go to. A little bit of a lockdown there for Rain, but there's the support. Instantly traded back, and it never spirals away.
So I guess it's cliche, but you know, they're basically keeping it unpredictable. I know that sounds silly, but it is. It's an unpredictable attack, and so keeping the Fnatic boys from getting too deep into a read of this FaZe roster, of course, an international roster. You got yourself some Danes, you got yourself a Norwegian, two, in fact, a Frenchman and a Finn. So, double AWP coming in now. This looks like Fnatic are looking for answers, Lauren. Chances of Dennis taking this to short are high. I would assume this is going to be him trying to take a bit of a mid-pressure away from Olof in window.
And I'm looking at B here. We've got 3 players there. So, as you said, this could be a boost. This could be something unique. Because they need to stop the mid-push in some way, shape, or form. But look at FaZe, straight up through connector. Rain lands a blinder. Dennis is completely dead. Pinned to the wall, nothing to be done. Jacob follows up towards Olaf Meister. And that's the flick of the switch we were talking about, going from that passive, methodical, clinical approach to absolutely hammering it up mid.
I made a weird sound. Did you hear that? Orp the AK, and Rain just spanks him into submission. Dude, there's 3 of them on mass money. Max money, not mass. There is massive money, but it is the max money that they currently are possessing.
Are you okay?
Ooh, I've been talking a lot recently.
Yeah, I've noticed.
I have. Fnatic, however, are going to be taking that tactical pause, and that's probably good for me, actually, just to calm down just a little bit. And you know what's kind of impressive is that it does look like it does look puggy. Okay, I'll say it looks puggy, but it doesn't. There's definitely structure to this. Everything that FaZe are doing is well-constructed pugginess.
The thing is that, for me, I look at it like FaZe don't care who they're playing against, right? It looks like we have this plan, and we're going to play it. We know what your answers will be. We know when you could afford that double up, and we're going to try and counter that. How do most teams counter a double up? You do a straight sight hit, because one, it negates the presence of 2 of them can have, picking teams apart. FaZe, flip that on his head. We've got aimers. Why do that? Why not just take those fights, because we're ridiculous, and they win them, because you don't expect it. You're sitting there as Fnatic going, these guys are playing like idiots. They're not doing what they should be doing. You're not playing the game we expect. And then FaZe land those blinding shots that open up so many opportunities. It's so sick to watch.
If I'm Dennis, I am tilted now. I have been pushed through smoke. I have been turning away from fake flashes. I have been unable to hold short, which is something I'm usually very proficient at.
You got team killed by Twist the one time.
Team killed by my bloody teammates. And then he goes and says, right, double up. This will be the answer to our mid problems. And Rain just goes, hey, I'm on connector. Bang, his head's gone like nuts. 10-1. FaZe, let's not forget, 11 rounds just yesterday on this map, and it was against Penta. Now, Fnatic arguably are a bigger fish to fry. We'll be seeing if they have got the necessary amount of oil for this fry-up. What on earth am I talking about? 10-1.
No. The one, so there was a silver lining I was looking at with this for Fnatic, was that FaZe's weak side was their CT side, but then I realized Fnatic's T side on maps they hadn't practiced loads, such as your cobbles that we saw before, and we were really excited to see them on new maps, was a huge hindrance, and they were very, very weak on it. So maybe this game isn't looking all that good, let's be honest. But anyway, back into the game, AZ is doing what AZ does, just trailblazing up cap, gonna find his way towards short, says, guys, I'm already here, where are you? Get to sight. Because he pretty much got there before all of them. I don't know what they were up to. They haven't put any smokes down or flashes, and now they're losing out. You play 1 by 1, you get punished. Or should I say, you bait your teammate up cat, you get punished. They do make it there eventually, they get the bomb down, and they're in a good afterpart.
You're speaking some real bars today, I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's exactly what has been going down there. The T side just hit the brakes for an unnecessary purpose. AZ making so much progress on short. Maybe it was an unprecedented
almost
or unpredictable.
Too much.
Yeah, too much.
Where's Dennis to stop you? Normally you have to get past him. What's going on?
Yeah, this is basically Fnatic just lying down a little too easy, but this has actually been one of the most successful rounds Fnatic have found, and it is only with Kevlar and a pistol. Now for Dennis, leaps out the window, but it's traded by Alu. Alu looking for his third, but it's not going to happen because Wenton finally draws blood with that rather fabulous red 5-7, and that will be not only his second kill, but his second round on the board for Fnatic.
And that was purely a retake coming out from Fnatic as well. They had 4 players positioned towards A initially at the start, and then once obviously you see AZ just kind of banging it up cat, you have to go, all right guys, let's play together, and they actually did. It was a bit too costly entering that bomb site for my liking. As said, there was a little bit of that disconnect playing up cat and coming through the B apartment. I think it was purely just because maybe they did expect Dennis to be there, have to deal with that exchange, then focus on Lekro. But with the absence of Dennis, they're like, why are you there so quick? What's happened? Oh, are we going to see finally a default A? This looks like it could be. I wonder if they're going to go ahead of the smokes.
I don't think we're seeing any
Alu's
smokes.
just going in. This is dangerous. You can't play against someone like Olaf like that. Jacob can, though.
He's just pulled a raid. Again, the Fnatic orb gets taken out by a very precise AK bullet. This time, it was JChem who was wielding so, and now that's going to be a very cooked up Wenton. He's going to be medium rare. Yep, goodbye. Sweet Prince. No, 4%. Smokes himself out. and he will be out of there. So the numbers do favor Fnatic, admittedly, just by a 4-point mark. I was trying to talk about his HP, but that was really difficult for me to make coherent. But the bomb is in place. Whether Jacob can actually get that down is a very different question. Where's the utility at? Where's that smoke? There it is. It's going to be coming rolling in just in the nick of time for him to throw out the molly and try and get that bomb down.
Where's it planted for is the important one. It's for ramp. So basically, AZ's shown where he is, but Rain's the swing factor. He's there purely to stop that diffuse coming through. Jacob, anything he can do is a bonus. If you can get them into a favorable situation, that is perfect. He's going to hit Dennis. He knows he's there. He's just waiting to see if he's going to shoulder peek or is he going to jump. He expects the shoulder peek. He gets it. Jacob sprays in, spots out another. At least he knows where now one is. So now they know where Lekro is. They don't know where Twist is. This is all about the information play now. AZ has to show first, and then Rain is that final fallback. Will they need it?
They do, and it's going to be Rain then to finish it off. Twist unable to even get his fingers on that bomb, and FaZe solid trading game. That was a prime example of just with bomb down, you double peek into every exchange, and it works out in their favor after having the numbers advantage. That then is another round under FaZe's belt. This is where they stopped before. We'll be seeing if they can go ahead and take any additional rounds off of Fnatic here, because this buy is unidyllic, is how I would often describe it. 2 M4s, a Deagle for Lekro, and just a couple of CZs for Twist and Dennis to burrow into a corner and hope for the best.
And they've gone for the fastest smoke that I know towards mid. It's a little deeper than before. It allows like AZ and Alu to get up mid. Gives them a little bit more coverage from connector as well, but not too much. So now it's that mid play.
Sure.
But look where the bomb is. It's not committed either just yet. Maybe expecting some of that mid aggression. They don't want to overcommit here. AZ looking to do the smoke towards the deep side of connector. That could be a play up cat coming through. Again, it's all dependent off these smokes. How do they want to play it? Where are the opportunities given? Because Fnatic are posturing so heavily towards A here. 4 players, 2 towards jungle, 1 towards ramp. And I like Twist being by ramp. That cuts off players like Rain or AZ, which actually could be a big factor. Look at AZ's got the bomb, so this could be massive. If Twist can find this, it could change, but it's all about timing now, because Twist is about to be surrounded.
Yeah, he's going to have his back turned at the most unopportune moment. Jacob again draws first blood and looks like it's going to be a downward spiral unless Dennis does awaken. Two down with the M4, and let's not forget Olaf lost his M4 to Keo without a single bullet fired. And now Dennis would have to do much better. It would have to be a full ace. Not only did he draw the first 2, he'd have to find the remaining 3. They have utility as well. They've got 2 Molotovs if they wanted to throw it on the bomb. It's not even going to be necessary. AZ will just put a couple of rounds towards the skull of Dennis, and that's Swede down and 12-2. 1 more round to go, and Fnatic, they are looking, I mean, they are looking dead. They are looking wounded, and they're looking like they're thinking about cash already.
I almost feel you've got to. You need that 3-round buffer for me. To be competitive. And I've seen games go the other way. I've seen it switch around.
13-2 comebacks.
Yeah, we have seen it. We saw Fnatic being actually the victim of it against NIP on Dust 2 not too long ago. Those massive comebacks. But still, it's so rare. This almost worked out before. The aggression through Underpass almost caught them through. And this is stuff that I wanted to be seeing on the gun rounds, but Fnatic's money was so dire, they could very sparsely pull it off. But they won't expect Olaf Meister here. They shouldn't expect him here. And they certainly don't. Can't do anything with it. Jacob comes flying in. And now, well, 5v3, this should be the pinch. This should be everything done. But they're still playing it smartly, still not giving up too much. That was a little overzealous. They're just kind of stepping out on ramp with no one in connector. But still, 4v2, this should be wrapped up.
Yeah, man, 13-2. This just puts so much additional pressure on Fnatic's pistol if they do want to continue to make this game competitive. But that's suggesting that this round is over. And of course, my job as a commentator is to tell you that perhaps Twist could do something. Now the dream is dead, because Lekro's got 6 points of health, no rifle to be seen, and 4T still applying pressure to the opposite bomb site. He's not even in the right place, Lauren, and certainly is not the right time for a clutch to be going down. 6 points of health, see ya. 13 is going to be the magic number for FaZe.
Yeah, 13-2. Fnatic, let's be very real about this. Money-wise, they were struggling for quite some time there. Their economy was consistently broken. FaZe, I felt, gave Penta a bigger chance before in their previous game by losing out a lot of players on those anti-ecos, keeping the money relatively even. This time, FaZe were taking no prisoners. Individual performance was high, tactical performance outstanding. What a T-side.
And I do like that we're saying FaZe and tactical in the same sentence, and it's not prefaced by a no. Fantastic stuff. We'll be back after the break to bring you the second half of our first map here at the ESL Pro League. First half has been nothing but agonizing for every Fnatic fan out there. FaZe stand at 13-2 as we venture into our second half of our first map, Mirage, between the Swedes and the international roster of FaZe. Man, oh man, Lauren, this pistol round could not be any more important.
Yeah, for Fnatic, it has to be everything. Simple as that. This is where the road starts for them to even get close to having a competitive match scoreline-wise.
5 deagles. 5 deagles, that's it, that's the strat.
That's the strat.
Drop the 5 deags, it's a deco first round, right? And then they, it's gonna be 5 headshots. So only 5 bullets fired on Mirage from the deagles.
Yep.
Bang, they're in, it ends 16-13. That's it. And I, of course, am a well-seen CS brain.
Yeah. Oh.
So quote me on that. 5 deagles, they would win. If they do. Perhaps they won't. They're not quite up to scratch.
No, but you also don't even call in our matchmaking games, so I feel this is a real step up.
I always call the, you guys go B, I'll go try and get the bomb down at A. That's my call.
That's true.
That's my 6 strat.
Yeah.
It works like 60% of the time anyway. Here we go. Looks like Fnatic aren't as cool as me and are not going for 5 deagles, but instead they're going to go ahead and try and do everything within their power to keep this game competitive, and it does come down to this pistol.
So, what have they gone for? We've got Dennis, the raid boss, in case you needed to give him any more help in a pistol round.
Yes, I mean, it makes sense, right?
Yeah, pretty much. And we're going to see... Ooh, this is interesting. So what smokes? We've got a jungle smoke and a stairs smoke, I guess. Yep. And... Is this this is what we saw before. I think it's one of the fake plays that we saw them coming out with. It's a split towards A eventually. So Olaf and Dennis come through support, like play towards mid, and the others go through Palace. So basically it allows them to get the bomb down. Simple as that. And they've actually won out in mid as well. This is one of the most beautiful pistol rounds that you're going to see in a while. Twist catches out AZ, and this is a very well constructed piece. The only thing that can hinder it is the likes of Rain.
Yeah, but what can he do? Jake, and this is a free kill, but he's not going to choose to take that fight. Still paranoid about B. That's how well Fnatic have sold this. That is awful. Now, then, they are going to be knocked down. I say knocked down. Rain seems to be putting up a fight, but a flurry of frags, too, in very quick succession will enable the bomb to go down for extra cash. Ooh, did it? I'm not sure it did. Either way, that will be the first and much-needed round for Fnatic. Can they start to claw this back? It's happened before, Lauren, and that was versus Penta of all teams as well. Perhaps FaZe CT side just isn't quite up to snuff.
Well, it's certainly not towards their T side in comparison, but Fnatic did have downfalls on their T side too. They didn't look as well versed as people had expected, but that sort of play very much displays they are on point, and Olaf Meister going to find Rain. So a nice opener here, going to get that mid control building. However, for FaZe, they don't actually have much. AZ only with the deagle there. They did have a flash at the start, but being relatively calm on the investments here.
Yes, I don't think they're willing to go ahead and just try and win. They're not going to fall into that trap of just trying to end it. You know, I mean, it is a trap that some teams, even at the highest level, do fall into. But that's not going to be happening today. Instead, we do stand then 5 versus 3 with just the Kevlar on JKM. He is posting himself up for some form of lurking play. It's been a long day. JKM, though, is going to go down without his Kevlar, and so now just Alu and Keo up against the world. Fnatic have done the sterling job of that second round, which is basically don't lose a weapon. They haven't done so, and it doesn't look like they're going to continue to do so, as Alu does just put a bullet into the body of Alu. The Finn's still standing, if not just for a moment longer on B. And what have you got for us, Keo? Take one away. No, it's not going to happen. He's tagged up as well. This time Wenton was going to be the bullet bag, and that will be the next necessary round for Fnatic 4.
And to be fair, once FaZe do get to the buy, it does mean their economies can be incredibly low if they don't start getting a couple more kills. It means that basically you don't get the option, you don't get the diffuse kits, you don't get that full economy building up. So again, it's these sort of things that can certainly hinder you into the later rounds, whereas Fnatic look to push this further, the likes of Wenton going on towards the UMP, looking to farm here. He should be the man very much at the front, looking to do what he can with that, trying to be very active in seeking out kills. Not much investment, the nades come up, and it's mid-aggression. This works really nicely. Alu going to find Olaf Meister, and Wenton should be getting these kills, and he's not. This
is quite reminiscent, actually, of what FaZe did in this very similar scenario, where they just run out on A, no nades, no not needed. Yep. This was, of course, in middle for FaZe. This time, excuse me, we're on A on FaZe, and this has been Fnatic's approach on middle. Okay, so that's going to be 5 then for the Swedes, and now I think it's time for the buy. There is going to be an AWP in play. Ali's going to be grabbing that one at the cost of utility. I'm assuming he's going to be grabbing himself a Kevlar, there it is, and himself a couple of nades as well. So, intrigued to see how this one plays out. This is Fnatic's first real test after that pistol round.
Yeah, so no diffuse kits for FaZe, so they will be looking to try and keep this one in check as early as possible, not allow it to spiral away too quickly, and look at Fnatic. No, this is nice from Alu. He does it. He will go for the aggressive peek towards Palace and get players like Twist locked out, but he can't back from it. That's the one issue here. There's 3 players on ramp. If they make noise, he is now going to panic. And there we go. He knows they're coming. Twist steps out for it, predicting that's going to be a factor. But Keo is still on a really nice spot. Overstays his welcome. Expected maybe AZ to help him a little sooner. He couldn't do any more. And now it's the 2v2. No kit still, remember.
Yeah, and that lovely setup. I was actually a really big fan of Keo there, providing that smoke for Alu, because the main problem of taking that aggressive AWP peek is that there will be someone fast out Tetris, fast out ramp, and of course killing you immediately from the side. But bomb does go down, and of course that absence of kit's going to put a little bit of spring in their step. Both coming from the same direction can often be a bit of a problem. Twist is right in front of you. Oh, Rain finally does get spotted out, and now Twist will just wrap it up, put a bow on it, and it's going to be an easy 6th round for Fnatic. But I can't help but feel Fnatic have quickly found themselves a great deal of cash, some seamless rounds at the start, even that one not looking too close, a 2 versus 2 to end it. And FaZe, it's going to be, what is it, a HE and a 5-7, a P250, a couple of Deegs. Nothing to show into this round. We're looking at 7, perhaps even 8.
Yeah, and I'm hoping they don't do those needless forcing up in these rounds, and they take it with a level of dignity that they're just going to have to be down here. For Fnatic, though, let's see their approach. Again, as you can see at the start there, Twist going to be the one to try and go for the farm. A bit of a 1-3-1, so looking for the aggression through the extremities of the map. Letcro certainly suffering at the hand of a touch of it there from, I believe, the Jacob or Rain. I think it's Jacob. As Rain's already going to be doing the dance towards short. Dennis on the other side, going to be playing by Delpan. Rain, it's ambitious, I'll give you that. But yeah, Fnatic looking to get that mid control. Push the CTs back towards the site. You know, clear out these corners. They've got the mollies to do so.
Ambitious, perhaps. This jumping accuracy hasn't been a bit of a dank meme recently, so keep your eyes on that one. We are on the internet, memings. I used to call it Mimi. Don't judge me.
I like to say it was May May, ironically, and then people thought I was serious, and then I felt bad because they didn't get that I was being ironic.
I mean, that's just the curse of every ironic cool kid.
Yeah, exactly. They just don't understand that I'm actually very cool.
Jacob's at the bookshelf, choosing out something for later, a little bit of bedtime reading, and currently it could very well be how to behead Letcro, because he's gone, grabs himself the AK, and now the pressure is on. He actually got to throw out the Molotov. That's perfect. Quick thinking from the Norwegian. He's just going to stop that bomb from going down in that perfect spot.
Exactly. It denies the bomb plant they probably would have wanted, which could actually allow for opportunities now for FaZe, whether it be they just wait out the molly, which they did, because there's no instant reaction. So good attempt there, but now Jacob needs to do much more. But without that armor to supplement it, of course, that knockback, that knock-up is pretty hefty. Dennis did get tagged down to 1 HP there. And Keo, hello. Keo finds zone off. Then look at the HP now. I could have done something with that. That could have been a little worse, but they do keep it in check. 3 players alive, bomb plant, not too bad. 13-7. Now the big buy comes out for FaZe. This is the big round you want to keep your eyes on. This is the important one. So double up, Alu and Keo. So they're going to be playing that one through. Now, actually, both of them have been playing A, so I'm wondering if someone's going to be more focused towards mid this round, how they're going to work off that. So it's got to be Alu playing either off maybe short here or just from window. See how he approaches it. Olaf Meister on the other side of one as well, and we're going to see the 2-1-2. So 2 towards A. You're only going to have Olaf in mid, and AZ is there. Finally, FaZe showing mid aggression, something we were so desperate to see for so long.
And we saw Fnatic doing the exact same thing. It feels like these teams are actually finding a lot of parallels between both of their T and CT sides. It works again. This time it's FaZe who push up middle and find that early first blood. And so now Fnatic limping. They have just got that numbers disadvantage, which is agony for a T side especially. Double AWP as well present. Keep your eyes on what Keo's doing, because the likelihood is he's going to be given the A responsibility and everyone else does abandon ship. So he'll just be hanging out in CT, and the rest, I would assume, continue this mid-hold. In fact, look at Rain. He's creeping and crawling. He's going to go ahead and actively peek. I love that. Couldn't quite hit the spray, but damage done nonetheless, and a little bit of information gathered. Letcro throws out for a new weapon. It costs him his life.
And the advantage is maintained. That's the important here for the CT side, that they keep the number advantage over Fnatic. There's still so much danger on this Fnatic side, though. Dennis yet to really pull himself into this round. Still a fair amount of utility, but the problem is they've had no scope towards B at this point. Dennis hasn't been able to see if anyone's pushed up, so a lot of time will be used checking left, keeping eyes on right. Has he pushed the smoke? Is someone going to be behind us so they know where we're coming from? Jacob actually played this like a master before. With those 2 flashes, you could do that Pronac style flash, just from, peek up above from the little wooden kind of rafter thing. And Alu's got the push-up. This is going to be so hard for Fnatic. They've got to land these shots so crisply, Alex.
Look at Twist crouch. That was so well thought through.
Hello?
Dennis, however, not doing the same. Twist, I don't know how intentional that crouch was, but it did save your life, if not just for a moment, because now he stands alone, and he will not be standing for much longer. It's easy to knock him on his knees, and that's going to be 14-7. That was rather suggestive of me. 14-7, though, all the same. Just 2 rounds necessary for FaZe to secure the first map in this best of 2.
And Dennis just doing the approach of, if I don't look at him, he won't see me. It's very, very smart, of course. Didn't work out there. 14-7 now.
I do want to give some credit to FaZe as well. That first play he picked up on Olaf in middle, took the AWP out of his hands, and it was on the cross to box. It wasn't like it was an easy shot to hit. Just jumping up, takes the head off of him before he can even find cover.
Mid-play, this is going to be interesting.
Going to be quick, you know, not wrong there. And Ali's already caught one. Dennis close up as well. It was an active peek from him. Trees goes for a second now. He wasn't really able to escape there. Didn't want to smoke himself out. And the spray doesn't connect. That's the second time. 2 rounds back to back. Rain. Smoke has left a little bit too much to the imagination. Now, though, a second for FaZe, and he retreats through the smoke. Spectacular work again from FaZe.
FaZe doing what he can. That is big play coming in from Connector as well, being able to back away, back and forth. Look how paranoid Fnatic are about this now. Wenton has to smoke it out, has to look for other opportunities. And after FaZe was so active in mid, now they've fallen off. Will they expect? I think it's Rain towards short. They did expect it. It didn't really matter. Lekr finds him, but it's Keo on the other side, joined by AZ. And you're not going to get much more than that.
Rock, hard place. You know, that's just short Connector. It was impossible to find a way out of that. The smoke especially, but his teammate pushed through. He was busy and preoccupied with Connector. There was no real way to get out of that one. They were locked in, and the boys from FaZe held the key. Now, just one more necessary round. I don't see Fnatic being able to overcome this. The start was solid. Yep. Respect, of course, goes to FaZe for not falling into that trap of the force buys and the silly buys and the silly pushes. Instead, they did maintain a very well thought out economy. A trap that you can always say that they did fall into. Now they choose to back away. A little bit of aggression, a spot of CT aggression, puts Dennis in check.
And Dennis AWPing as well. This is the thing with this Fnatic roster. There's so many opportunities, and Alu trying to be the god he can be, but gets denied by Lekr through underpass. Not going to get away with anything like that. That brazen aggression with no backup, not going to work out. Keo's looking for a response, though. You can see actively the CT side wants to get that pick back, but he's not really in the position to do it. He's got a good idea maybe where Dennis is, but he's not really going to be the man to do this. And let's bear in mind, he had a bit of a mare before as well. He didn't particularly play very well in that position last time we saw this. So this could be a real hindrance. And we might finally see Fnatic doing that big default hit towards A.
The 2B players, the ones that are going to be hot on their heels, assuming the smoke start coming in relatively soon, will be Rain and JChem. They're going to be the ones that are forced to rotate. And so currently, this could very well end up being a 4 versus 2. Yes, you're not mishearing me. Olaf's actually in middle currently. And here come the smokes. This rotates already on. JChem and Rain are going to start sprinting towards the other side. And Keo is going to be the first port of call. He knows their flash. He does tag up one. I think that's plenty of damage done. It's just a question of converting that into kills. Now, AZ spotted out by the scope. Double for Fnatic as well. The bodies are starting to pile up. FaZe do find a counter though, and it will be Jacob with 3 swift frags. He's managed to keep it level. 2 versus 2, and he's going for another repeat. Olaf trying to bring it back, and he does, alongside his compadre, Dennis. Keeping it afloat for now. Not going to quite be the match point. Where is the money at for FaZe? It is not. So it's going to be one. Jacob, I think, dropping out a couple of pistols for his teammates.
That looked terrifying
Just
for a little while.
spewed out pistols.
I didn't want to make the noise, but thank you for doing that.
Happy to provide.
That's nice when you're here. You know, this is the thing that Mitch just doesn't do that. You know,
He doesn't make noises for you?
What's that?
Oh God, I really have been making
Your
far too many.
Double
really... entendre.
Yeah, you need to reel that in. All right, Dennis, pinning Rain to the wall.
You're bad. AZ, what have you got for me? He could take this AWP out very, very swiftly. Dennis. Oh, see you later, Alligator. Not the second, though. Olaf, not far off, actually. Alu and JChem. Just 2 men up against it all. Just 1 now. 4, hunting him down. His pistol, though it may be small, is powerful.
Alex, you can't get away with that.
Look at the power of that 5.7.
You can't mention sexual innuendos and attempt to pull that one in subtly.
That was subtle. No one saw that. You've ruined it.
Subtle as a brick. You ruined it.
15-9 though. Fnatic are going to be picking that one up. And I mean, I think that 2 versus 2, Lauren, you play that scenario out 5 times, I think you're going to be seeing majority of that actually go the way of FaZe. Fnatic were good to stabilize.
Yeah, they were. Fnatic have done really well to pull this back into what it is, and it's just brilliant to watch. I know the problem is that when FaZe is on such a large round number, you're always just waiting for Fnatic to either win or it doesn't matter. Simple as that, because they set the precedent so high. So now for Fnatic to bring it back this close is impressive, but look at Rain going to take matters into his own hands, going to push straight up mid. Doesn't expect Olaf Meister to be there. Not sure what he expected, but it wasn't that. And now he's in trouble. The problem is that this isolates the A players. Alu's going to have to make a bit of a, I guess, educated guess. Now, I'm not sure if that smoke was absolutely spot on. AZ's going to spot that out. It's smokes off jungle, not connector. And now here we go. AZ's going to be waiting this one out. There's 4 players coming towards A. Jacob has to rotate round. AZ in a very good spot here. Peeks towards Sandwich. Catches out Wenton. 2 are blinded. And it's a 3v2. Dennis and Twist make it just Twist.
Look at this A-hole. Jacob and AZ making it look easy. Spectacular work. And left now due to a very tagged up Twist. Just 25 points of health to work with. And they know exactly where he is. That's not a peak you try and take again. Speaking... Talking's hard sometimes. Now, the bomb is right within their grasp. They do not need to move a single muscle out, and yet still look at this paranoia from Twist. He knows where they both are. He knows they were both on the A side, and he's sitting there walking in T-spawn. Bomb's down on A, bro. They are not going to be leaving anytime soon. Now JKM considers it, though. A little relocation to middle would give him the necessary information that Twist was on his way. Now 30 seconds. That will disappear very swiftly unless Twist does start to find kill number 1. 25 already. That's it. JKM does take the head off Twist, and that will be game 1 done. FaZe do manage to keep things composed into the second half. That CT side, it was a little bit of a warning for everyone. I think we were worried to see just what they are capable of on the defensive side. Their T side spectacular. It was actually put a big smile on my face to see what they were doing on their T side. It was enjoyable for every CS fan just to see how they roll.
Exactly. It was beautiful CS. One, you had the element of that incredible aim that they can bring and the individual power that then put into not necessarily a tactical but a structured approach. And it was structured and it was really enjoyable to watch. AZ, what an MVP for me. Just straight up cat, just showed them what for. And then on the second side of things, Fnatic did pull it back to a very competitive matchup. Scoreline-wise, that looks maybe a little less one-sided than it actually was, but the point being, Fnatic did show potential. So again, going into the second map here in just a moment's time, this could still be a very interesting matchup. Yeah,
and if you want to understand exactly why it could still be an interesting matchup, you can be sure to check it out on the Score Esports application. Check out just how strong that first half was on Mirage, and if you're interested to see how Cash plays out, you're going to have to come back after the break, because that's when it's going to be going down. Fnatic and FaZe will be clashing on Cash in just a moment's time.